Just so that we can make sure it's working.
One line.
Yeah, and so people can technically jump in when they want. Okay, cool.
So is it 6:30? Nope.
And you can do that.
Can you hear? Is he on?
Yes.
Can you hear me, Ian? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
That video quality to 1080p.
Can you hear me? Ian, can you respond to me in Matt's phone? Can you hear me?
And do you want to change that on the switcher to angle 1? Can you mute these?
Nope.
charge 13.
Yeah, but they probably made they
A
probably
million more.
no more than that. They're probably getting those amount of beer like that.
I don't
they're
even know
probably
what.
getting
I just
$1,
went live for the
$2
first
a can.
time. I've never done this before.
So
Yeah, I'm good.
they're probably making $10 on every beer.
Yeah,
So
that's, yeah. a
we
million
gotta cover the cups and then the people serving it, so maybe less, but that's just beer.
Yeah, and that doesn't
All right,
include-
you're right here.
So we're gonna have like a camera over the pot too, to
No.
like, or like a handheld, or no?
There will not be.
Yeah.
That one, if anything, will be moving.
Okay.
This one will be moving.
So we can like get him cutting, obviously, and then us, but then also like if we could get this to show like when he's in the pot doing stuff. I don't know how hard this is to get on and off the rig.
Can you make so this stays?
If anything, this
Oh, this that's the
And I'll
issue.
move this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine's a little low too.
Okay, now do it.
No, it's too.
All right, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm just going to. All right, does this look stupid?
No, you're good. Just pull it. Try to pull it down some in the back. Like just like the where it's tied. Can we raise this on her a little bit?
Is this Keller Williams?
Yep, Keller Williams.
Paul Ruben Gallagher.
If I had like a
Well, what about a safety pin? Anybody have a safety pin? Is it not long enough to?
You can adjust those. All right, Keller Williams, and then what else?
let's say Falk Reuben, FA, just that FRG cooking class.
Well, I can say okay.
I love Newby, you're live too.
I think our full
Oh, okay.
name, if you could full name. Full thing is Paul Ruben
So don't curse.
I love that you're live.
I'm live. You see that I'm live there? Is anybody even watching it? Like one person maybe?
Yeah.
Who does it say who it is?
So, but I had a tape, I had scratch tape.
Oh, now
So I could make the.
10 people are watching this. What up?
Alicia.
Hey,
This is
babe.
funny right here.
Hey, Alicia.
That it has like all the red in it. Like, that's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, this is for focus.
How many people
Andrew,
are coming?
Drew Shaw.
We don't know.
What up, Shaw? Shaw should be like on the YouTube on the YouTube link. Get on the YouTube link, Shaw.
All right, we're going live.
His family's
right?
cooking this
Okay,
right now.
We're good.
Oh, I wore my good shoes, I'm pretty sure.
You gotta wear good
Gabriel
shoes.
is
All right, mine's live.
So I'm just gonna do. Are we live?
Yeah, but we're gonna probably wait, right? Or
Yeah,
we're gonna do
should
your
wait. I don't
intro.
even know. Yeah, I was gonna do the intro, but I don't know like where.
So if you want to just face the audience, always this camera.
Okay.
That one's close up. So
That's for
if you're
this.
Trying to show something with your hands, that's this camera.
He's probably looking at this too. We got our own little
Yeah, I mean,
gangster setup.
I don't think anyone's watching mine. He's got like 80,000 followers.
Wait,
so he's
we'll
got some
see.
people.
I'm getting texts from people saying we can totally hear you.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, they can hear, so they're watching.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. I mean, how many people do we have? Like,
My friend Gina said the Newby show.
no, this is not the Newby show. This is the Adam show.
For sure. And if you need to wash your hands, there's a
I
sink
did.
right there.
Yeah.
You're good?
You have like some antibacterial?
That pink stuff.
Okay, perfect. Good call. I didn't think about that. As I just knock over everything.
It's okay. But yes, we got people rolling in. And we're going to make enough food where everyone can take some home.
That's good to hear. My wife appreciates that. Especially when it comes to Caesar salad.
You got to cover that point here.
I got a newborn. This is going to be my Valentine's Day dinner.
That's okay. I'm cooking it. You're not, though. Remember.
Hey, I'm just here to watch, man.
We'll put you to work.
I'm just here to
I'll
watch
have you
Alright.
crack eggs, okay?
and be a part of it as much as I can. I'm here to drink wine.
It's an important
Extra
job.
good.
You're going to have to, we're actually going to be ending up separating those
Okay.
from the yolk.
Oh, that's the.
I'm good at that. I can do that. I'm good at that.
Oh, I'm making you guys do it all.
So is it 6:30?
Almost. It's
almost
6:30
6:30.
on the dot.
Okay, here we are.
That's why you're good.
We're here.
That's why you're you, Katie. Because you know exactly
I'm
what
on
time
time,
it is and
too.
what time we need to be ready to go. I love that.
Same.
It's like Katie's like, oh,
We'll wait for some people because there's, for people that don't know, there's going to be a bunch of people actually cooking with us.
yes. So we have clients who are going to be watching us on our YouTube stream.
10 cameras more important.
Oh, wow. Are we live on this one right now?
We have been.
Oh, we have been. Okay, so for those of you who are watching on YouTube, we're live on YouTube. So we are here. I guess we'll do the intro now. So
Yeah.
this is Adam Pawlak. He is a legitimate celebrity chef living in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I think it's extraordinary that we have him be a part of this with us. It's amazing. So he's going to be cooking, and then for you watching along at home, you're going to see the process, and hopefully you're cooking along with us. And
the real legend.
And the real legend. Well, Katie Falk. I mean, I didn't even need to do that.
Oh, Adam.
Katie Falk, real estate legend, real estate mogul, everyone's mentor,
Golf mogul.
one of the best golfers in the state's history, and she probably will.
And now chef after tonight.
She'll show up, Adam, after this.
I'm going to follow Adam.
Yes.
He's going to be my hero.
And it's things that you like to cook, right? Caesar salad, or eat, I should say.
Absolutely.
Salad and pasta.
Salad and pasta.
Yeah, and they can also let us know, how many people are on, if people need us to wait. Our little production crew down there, right? We got people rolling, and we can just go with it. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that are, like I said, are following along, so we want to go somewhat slow. This would be more so of a class than like a demonstration, because we don't want people to fall ahead. So if people, the people that are cooking, get your ovens on 350. Get your pot of water boiling now. We'll just get that out of the way because we're actually going to start by making croutons for the Caesar salad. So we're going to do that, and then we'll get into the rest of it. But boiling water on the stove with your pot of water, you can get that going. You can always add water to it if you need to. If you don't see it here, we have it back here on one of the pasta cookers, so that's ready to go there. And then we'll get to the pasta sauce and doing the pasta, but salad is definitely number one. So sheet tray right here, you can line it or spray it down or do whatever you want to do. We're making our own croutons, all right? So no store-bought stuff. So we'll have that oven on 350. This is just kind of like a crusty piece of bread here, or it can be fresh, whatever, because we are toasting it in the oven, so it will toast off. But this is going to be pretty simple, but even simple homemade is better than store-bought. So I'll take care of the cutting. Maybe we'll use it. Yeah, just in case. So we'll use this one. So we're just going to cut any shape. So sometimes, depending on like the client or what they want or what I'm doing, I like to cut the croutons in like really big pieces or maybe really long or really small, depending on what the application is for it. But that's when you're making your own, is kind of fun. So I'll cut that. You can see how I line that up. And then we'll go a little bit smaller here. It'll also stretch the amount of croutons that we're getting. So I'm just going to cut those in half. And this is for Caesar salad. For people that don't know, we're making a from scratch dressing, everything Caesar salad. We're going to go across here on that very sturdy table. Do you guys have any questions, or have you made Caesar salad? Or
I've never made the dressing from. Katie,
I
have you done it?
No, I've never made. I've made croutons, but I've never made the dressing.
Okay, and that's going to be the deciding factor. The one thing everyone's saying, like, we want Caesar without anchovies. Actually, tonight we're not even doing anchovies, so that's the one thing that we're leaving out. But it's just a little bit more versatile for kids and stuff if they don't want that really, really deep flavor. So croutons on. We're just going to take a little bit of olive oil here. Put that over. You can easily use melted butter or something else. You could also toss these in a bowl, but this will be just fine. We have garlic and onion here, and we're just going to season our croutons like this. Okay?
What's more nerve-wracking, cooking in front of Gordon Ramsay or Katie Falk?
Katie Falk. Cooking for people that don't normally cook is always more nerve-wracking. Okay, so we'll kind of toss those around.
Put in salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. We'll be seasoning a lot of stuff throughout the way. That's another important thing when cooking at home and making things from scratch. That's the difference between restaurant and at home, is seasoning and then what kind of fat they're using. So like we use a lot of butter in restaurants or cream or something that's a little bit more rich. People don't really think about that at home, but that's why it tastes better out at a restaurant. All right, so we got these tossed. Newby and Katie are going to entertain you, and I'm just going to throw these in the oven. If it's at 350, we're looking at like maybe like 8 to 14 minutes, or 10 to 14 minutes
10 to 14.
until they're toasted. Just
Should
keep
we
an eye
set
on
a
them.
timer?
I think 3 of us will remember. If you're at home, set a timer, yes.
I do. I can set a timer right now. Hey Siri, set a timer for 14 minutes. There we go. Katie is always on time. Always on time. So, Katie, how many years have you been in real estate?
I got my license in 1975, and I've worked a little bit part-time and then went into the business full-time in 1982.
1982. So,
Full-time,
Wow.
but I've had my license
so
49 years.
49 years of license, 41 years of practicing. That's pretty great.
Thank you.
That is great.
That's more than me. I'm doing. I'm celebrating.
You're probably not 49.
No, I'm celebrating 20 years of being in the restaurant industry this year, though. So that's kind of exciting.
That is very exciting.
But you got me
It'll up
beat.
your golf game.
That's right. So we're going to go into the fun part. We're actually going to start with the dressing. So we can kind of go through the things that you need. We have for dressing, we have the extra virgin olive oil. We have eggs that will separate for egg yolks. We have lemon, we have garlic, red wine vinegar, we have cheese, and a little bit of oil, and then Dijon mustard. So all good
And
things.
fresh garlic.
Fresh garlic, we
That's
peeled that, and we'll cut that and mince that down, and we'll add that.
Okay.
The first thing I'm going to have you guys do, if you want to, I will pull this out. I'm going to put it right in front of me, and what we're going to do is we're going to crack these eggs, and we're going to separate the yolk from the white. So I'll do the first one and show you, just so it's not in the way here. We're going to crack it on a flat surface, hold it over the garbage, let all the white fall unless you want to save the egg whites for something, and then the yolks right into this bowl.
Okay.
All right, so flat surface.
And why do you use the flat surface?
If you use an edge, there's just a chance of getting like bacteria and stuff in there, so the flat surface will keep that. So separated, and then what I'll do one, grab one Newby, you're not getting away from this. Okay, we're good here.
Do this.
So we're separating the eggs. So everyone at home, just have your eggs separated. We'll wait for you. We're gonna go wash our hands too after this and get this all sanitized. So get your eggs cracked into the bowl, and we'll end up adding everything else. Sink over here.
How often while you're cooking do you wash your hands?
So when I wash my hands is when I am doing, I would say, any like bacterial stuff. So working with raw meat or fish or eggs or something like that. Honestly, for people out there, they can learn that cleaned bare hands way more safer than hands that have gloves, that the gloves are dirty.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
So like someone that washes their hands and then deals with stuff and they're not cross-contaminated and they're washing their hands over and over is way cleaner than someone wearing a glove and then like touching their phone or the knife handle or moving things around, you know. So always either change your gloves or always wash your hands.
Gotcha.
All right?
Good advice.
Does that make sense? We can move the little guy. Oh yeah, he's probably melting. Okay, Newby, excuse me, sir. I'm gonna put this back. All right, so we have the 4 to 5 egg yolks in the bowl here. That's gonna be our start, right? And we're just following along with what I already kind of told them. So we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of Dijon. So I'm gonna let you do that. There's spoons in there.
But you would eyeball that, right?
For sure, yeah, definitely. And this is one of the ingredients. It will help the dressing emulsify, but it'll also be good for that flavor, intense flavor.
Sure.
You know, so you could leave this out. You could put, that's fine.
Is that
Right
how many?
in. 2 of those.
Okay.
That's just kind of amplifying those egg yolks. And we get a lot of different things in there. Perfect.
And what type of
Dijon mustard. Dijon mustard. This is the French Dijon.
Is that different than, is the French the best?
Yeah, that's the best one. You want it smooth. I think for a Caesar
Private
dressing,
selection.
private selection. That's a good
Okay.
plug for them.
I
Okay.
see both cameras.
Now,
I'll take that
Just
for
do
you.
that?
Yep. You're good for now.
Impressive.
okay.
Okay, so we have that in there. The mustard and the eggs will help that emulsify, all right? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a little bit of red wine vinegar in here. It's already kind of measured out. I'm gonna do a little bit less. This is like a tablespoon of the red wine vinegar. That's some acid that will be in there, help fight with the rich egg yolks and the rich Dijon. We have garlic, cheese, all that. So that's gonna go in there, okay? And then I have on there optional lemon. This is just some additional citrus and also acid that you can put in there. So I'll squeeze just a little lemon in there. I actually like squeezing lemon on the Caesar once it's all tossed with the cheese and the croutons and everything, just to brine it up right on the end, or I'll put some lemon zest over the top, okay?
Lemon zest.
Yes, another chef secret is a lot of fresh citrus.
Yeah.
So when you're at home and you're doing either salads or steaks or meat, fresh citrus on there or roasted vegetables, stuff like that, whether it's orange, lemon, lime, whatever. Really, really good, okay?
Awesome.
So then we'll move into our fresh garlic. So I'm just gonna slide this over here and we have our fresh garlic. Do you like a lot of garlic or?
Sure.
Who doesn't
Newby,
like garlic?
you're good with that, okay? So we have that.
I hope you have enough.
We have plenty here. So then what we'll do is we're gonna go really, really fine the first way through and then we'll mince it, okay?
Okay.
So we'll just kind of let them cut up. You have your garlic. If you don't have it already out of the clove, kind of get that cut on the bottom and smash it out and try to clean it up. Since this is a dressing and vinaigrette, it's not gonna be pulsed up or cooked. Just make sure that the skins aren't in there
Okay.
when you're doing this. But
And
we
then
have
you
this going.
bitter
slice
flavor.
it very thin?
I start, because we're gonna end up mincing this, but yeah, my first move with the knife is gonna be thin across, and then we'll just start going over it, okay? So we wanna get really nice and tight, use the end of the blade here,
How often do you sharpen your knives?
before I use them, every time. So,
Every time?
before you use them, yep.
Wow.
So there's a little bit of end here. You can see you want to go really thin with this. It'll just help with the mincing process. Some pastas and stuff, like when we get into the spicy sausage pasta we're going to do, we'll probably slice it like that and then just leave it.
Okay.
Like I like it a little bit bigger. It doesn't always have to be minced. I will say fresh is best. If someone's at home right now cooking and they have like the jar of the minced garlic and the oil, it's fine, but it's a completely different flavor.
Okay.
It honestly is. You know, that's convenience over freshness, which I totally understand.
So, have you seen Goodfellas?
Yes, of
And
course.
the scene where they talk about
The razor blade.
with the razor blade.
Yeah.
Is that legitimately like a thing? Can you melt garlic in a pan?
I mean, essentially,
Have you seen Goodfellas?
it will disintegrate,
Oh.
yeah. So we have all this garlic here. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of run over this again with the knife the other way and get this minced. Some people might like it really big. One pro tip is that they can definitely slow roast the garlic in olive oil, like in a pan or in the oven, and then make roasted garlic vinaigrette or roasted garlic Caesar or whatever it may be. But we're just using the raw garlic. It adds a good flavor to that. Like I said, that's just extra to do the roasted. So we're just slowly mincing this up.
When you roast, do you use extra virgin
Yeah, so then,
olive oil?
Yeah.
And then just saute it in a pan?
so what I do is we essentially like confit the garlic. So we take the garlic out of the clove or leave it in. We put it in a pan and actually submerge it in oil completely. And then you can bring it to a simmer and you let that go until it becomes soft. Or you can do like 350 in the oven and just roast it.
And that's so you keep it in the head, right?
Yep, you can if you want. It's either or.
Okay.
When we have the clean cloves like that, we can dump like 7 pounds of garlic cloves into a pot. And then we do it with like 2 gallons of oil, and then we can save the oil for using it for different things, and then we can use the garlic for like, we use the roasted garlic for our butter at the restaurant.
Wow.
At Egg and Flour. So if you buy a side bread here, you're always getting a little cup of the roasted garlic butter.
I guess we should
And
have
the
said that.
roasted garlic butter is absolutely delicious.
She knows. Her granddaughter works here.
We should tell that. I don't think we let the world know that we're at Egg and Flour in Bayview.
Oh, sure, a little
which is
plug for
Adam's
us.
Restaurant. I
Yeah.
guess we should have mentioned that earlier.
We're not at my home, we're at my second home.
The second
the
home.
restaurant.
He's probably here more than he actually is at home, but
Yeah.
yeah, we're at Egg and Flour in Bayview, right in the heart, right off of KK.
If we're gonna do it, we gotta do it right in the restaurant.
Absolutely.
So you can see this is a lot of garlic, especially for the amount of ingredients we have, but I think it'll be really good and it'll give a nice bite for the Caesar salad. You know, I think garlic is one of the ingredients that people are looking for in a Caesar salad. What I always say is like garlic, acid, so that's the lemon or the red wine, and then, you know, cheese,
Yeah, the fat.
you know,
And
the
then
cheese.
you did both, red wine and lemon.
Yes, exactly. It's a little bit fresher like that. So we have that. So garlic in there, egg yolks, mustard, red wine vinegar. At this point, we can season it. So I like to use a lot of black pepper, right in, a good amount of salt,
Nice.
and we'll taste.
Sure.
And we'll just kind of see where we're at for that. So then what we're gonna do is take some grated Parmesan and Romano blend, and we're gonna, this is more so eyeball. I think on there, it doesn't even have an amount because this is gonna be preference for the people cooking at home, the amount of cheese you want. And this will also change the flavor. So we didn't put a lot of salt in because the cheese can be salty. Okay? But this is a good thing to start the Caesar salad. This is our base. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this whisked up, mixed up and starting to emulsify, and then we'll slow drip that oil
into the mix. Okay.
into the mix. Make a vinaigrette, essentially. That's what the Caesar is, just really nice emulsified. How much time we have on the croutons? Did everyone forget about our croutons?
Waiting for the timer to go off. 3 minutes and 22 seconds left. I did.
We might be close.
I said it for 14 minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes. Yeah, I was freaking out for a second thinking that like it didn't work and that I would have messed up. So it's a good thing that it did work and I did not mess up. So here we go. It would have been on me. That would have been on me. Have more wine. Sure, I'll have some more wine. Thank you. Sarah, I appreciate the, thank you. That's good, thank you.
So you know what we do? The power of television that are burned, right? They have no idea.
I set the timer correctly, that's not on me.
What are you talking about? We're good.
We're good to go.
10 minutes would be good.
10 is great. Look at these.
Perfect.
These are perfect croutons.
It's like Good Morning America. This is amazing.
They're ready to go. You always have backup. Okay, so we have our toasted croutons. We're gonna put those up here for now. We'll let those chill out, all right?
They gotta cool.
They gotta cool down. They're very hot. Okay, so we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna mix that base, and it's gonna turn into this like egg yolk Dijon cheese paste, which is already a good start, I think, right?
Yeah, it's terrific.
Okay, we're bringing that all together.
That garlic is really breaking down. That's nice.
Yeah, definitely. And with this, like, it's not going to be that really white, creamy consistency that everyone's used to. It'll have more of a yellow look to it, but it will be nice and smooth.
I feel like that yellow, like the yellow look is probably a more authentic look. To
Of
Caesar.
course, that's how you'll know if it's a legit Caesar or not. Definitely. So, I'll whisk. If I can do both, you can put me to work. Or if someone wants to slow drip
Katie
that,
should,
Now, when you
Okay.
say, so, do I take a spoon to do it?
no, just bend the cup
Okay.
on the rim like this. I'll show you first, then you can do it, and then I just hold it right here.
Okay.
See how it's like just slowly going in?
Yep.
And I will whisk my heart out,
Good.
and by the time we're done, be a beautiful dressing. Okay?
All right.
a professional drizzler.
This is, yeah, you're doing great. Oh, I thought you were going to say chef, but.
No, a professional drizzler. I mean, she's doing
Just a
fantastic.
drizzler, not a chef.
And what you could do too is you could put this in a mason jar and shake it up. The one thing that everyone's going to say is like, just put it in a blender and blend it, you know, but when you're dealing with grated cheese, you don't want cheese in like a blender or like a RoboCoupe or something because it actually melts down the cheese, changes the texture, the flavor. And we do that with our pesto too. So when I make pesto, we blend everything except for the cheese, and then when it's super smooth, that's when we incorporate the cheese to our pesto.
Okay.
Because
I think
the blade's so hot.
Yeah.
I think that Adam makes the best pesto sauce in town.
You hear that?
Absolutely. And your burrata?
And I'm not paying her to do this,
We're paying
but
him.
thank you.
We're paying him.
Oh yeah, right? This is a double.
Again, we're off of KK.
The burrata
In Bayview.
pesto is really great.
Egg and flour.
Yeah, the appetizer, just a ball of burrata, pesto, loaf of bread. Can't
That's
go
all you
wrong.
need.
You can go a little faster. I'm keeping
Okay.
up with my whisking.
Okay.
People at home, this
Strong
might be
forearms.
more troubles. Yes.
We got a real estate question.
Sure.
Okay. I'll answer it.
What are some of the best real estate trends for the next year? Decor, landscape, etc.
I mean, honestly, Katie, what do you think? What's trending right now? I mean,
I got you while you're
I
answering.
didn't hear the question.
What are some of the best trends you're seeing right now in real estate? Decor, landscape.
I think that landscaping has become more and more prominent
Oh, we're almost done.
over
We
the
can't
last
offer now.
10, 12 years, and people are paying more attention to the exterior look of homes, and it really does make an incredible, impactful impression when you're walking up to the front door.
Yeah.
And a lot of sport courts and places, especially since the pandemic, when people had to stay home. Being outdoors and being able to enjoy the beauty of the outdoors was really critical.
I like that there's more character in decor too. So you would see like the last 10 years, you saw a lot of those like gray walls, white trim, and that's kind of getting away. People are doing wallpaper again, which is great. In certain rooms, like accent walls and pieces. It's a lot of fun to see more character and depth of color in decor as well. It's
I
pretty
agree.
good. Yeah.
The trends change quicker than we can keep up. It's
Thankfully.
like in flute. We
Thankfully.
got to stay ahead of that, right?
It's not boring.
Yeah. So you can see how smooth and thick and creamy that came together, right?
How much
Slow down just a
oil did you put in? A pint?
That was 16 ounces.
16 ounces?
Yeah.
And this will
For
yield-
those at home, 16 ounces.
And this will yield how much dressing, you think?
Enough dressing for probably like almost 20 salads.
Okay, so
this is
if you want to
good.
make a bottle of Caesar dressing at home,
I will never
This is what you'll
show a
do.
recipe and not cook more so that people can have it or they can test it, stuff like that. I hope people are getting to the point where they're getting consistency there and nice and smooth. So
should we show the camera?
yeah, the camera can see all of that good
Okay,
stuff. But nice and smooth. Do you guys want to do a taste test here?
Of
We'll let
course.
people at home catch up. Here you go.
All right,
So you're supposed to like,
put a little dip.
Just go in. Yep. And you got to tell me if does it need more cheese, salt. We're doing the real chef way, the opposite part of the spoon.
Oh, is that?
Is that okay?
Yep.
Or what do you think? Does it need more
I
lemon,
think
more
it needs
salt?
more lemon.
Okay.
I would love more lemon in there.
Okay.
Garlic is perfect. Wow.
It's pretty good though, right?
Yeah.
The
can throw
consistency
that in there.
is terrific.
Okay.
But it does need more zest.
Like acidic, you're saying?
Yeah.
I'm honestly, people are like, why don't you just try it? I'm just letting them adjust, and then I'll be the final wall of seasoning here.
This
and
is
if
like-
you
it's
and if you like
incorporated
that,
really well.
And
Yeah.
how about a little more wine?
the red wine vinegar, since you wanted more citrus, I'm just putting a little bit more in there, just because I know that that will ramp it up. It's a really good thing for sauces and stuff at home is people should be using more vinegar.
I love red wine.
You know, vinegar in general is really, really
And
good.
what is your favorite vinegar? Red wine vinegar?
It all depends what you're doing. One of my favorites is sherry vinegar, really good for sauces that you're going to cook for a long period of time, or the complete opposite when you want to make like a beef sauce or something. You're just bringing it up. Sometimes I'll add raw red wine or red wine vinegar to a sauce when it's done, just to kind of brighten that up as well too.
Nice.
We're going to give this another try now.
Are we going to do the chef?
Yep, you're going to go first.
All right.
Oh, well, all right, I'll do that. All right. I'm not feeding you,
I'm not gonna
Newby.
let
Here you
do it.
go.
It's okay. That's all right.
Much
It
better.
is Valentine's Day, but you know,
Much better.
that's really good.
Okay, no more cheese, no more salt, no more black pepper. We're all good.
Put a touch more lemon in.
Oh, I
Even
like
more.
that.
All
I like
right,
it. I
let's
like
do it.
I like
Okay.
I'm gonna trust Katie here.
Well, I mean, it is really rich with that much oil in there,
Yeah.
that much mustard, and the egg yolks in there. It's okay to keep adding this. So now,
Yeah, that's delicious.
okay, so I'm gonna do the
You
final
almost
test
can't
here,
differentiate
You do
the
the final
cheese from the garlic, which is pretty great.
which is good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that means we got it balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, it's perfect.
We're
Here we
We're
go.
All
here.
right. Terrific.
I like that it's really bright in the beginning, and then it tastes like garlic, and then it tastes like parm.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
it does
that's
finish where
kinda-
the cheese is.
The
at
cheese
end,
is
yeah.
the finished portion of that, okay? So we'll give some people a little bit more time. I'm just gonna move this stuff around so that we're organized. But so if people wanna catch up, get your dressing good. Don't burn your croutons, all right? No burning the croutons. And
I
set
do
that off
8
to the
minutes.
side.
8 minutes?
Yeah, 8 minutes just to be sure. You know, if you're using old bread, it will be better. If you're using fresh bread to make croutons, just make sure that it is cooked all the way and it's crunchy.
Hopefully, a
Because
lot
that's
of our
where we're
people
at.
have some fresh bread that we dropped off today. So if you want to check, hopefully you checked your front door and saw some wine and some fresh bread. The same wine.
Oh,
that
you
I
can
am
tell everyone what you
also-
dropped off then. Let
Well,
them
yeah,
know.
I mean, we dropped off some wine.
We'll let the
And a
people know
baguette.
what they're missing out that they're not
Katie,
used to
you
do.
want to grab that bottle of wine?
Where?
Katie, you want to grab that bottle of wine and show them what we dropped off?
Yeah.
There we go. And then also the nice baguette from Rocket Baby Bakery
Oh,
in
nice.
Tosa.
In
So very
Tosa.
thankful for them.
Cool.
They were great. They
So
got
this
us
is
50
the wine.
loaves.
We
Yep.
dropped it off in a bag.
Over here, Katie.
Oh, all right. Okay.
There we go.
It's more fun that we're
And
live.
that was
Don't
from
worry.
Total Wine in Glendale.
What a plug.
And they don't need a plug because I'm sure they get a lot of y'all's money anyway.
They're already
They get a
very
lot of
busy.
ours. They get a lot of ours.
Everyone's
So,
money.
you know.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is because we still have to make pasta and we have to do all that, we're not gonna toss our salad. We're not gonna bring all that together just the second. We're gonna go into our pasta, do the sauce. Then we'll get our pasta cooking, finish it off, and we'll just cut up the romaine and kind of toss everything together and we'll do a plate up. But this stuff can sit out and just chill out until we're ready. This sauce is gonna be really great because it tastes like it's been cooked for hours and hours, but we're gonna do it here in probably a short 20 minutes, maybe less.
And so what kind of sauce is this again?
So we're doing like the spicy Italian vodka sauce.
Beautiful.
With the rigatoni, a bunch of cheese, a bunch of cream, butter, garlic, fresh basil.
Butter and cream, everything tastes better.
Everything is way better.
Exactly.
And it's okay to leave the salad dressing out.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
You don't want to get the Caesar dressing too cold before you use it because it'll start to solidify because the oil's in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like even if you want to use something like a house dressing like this, let it out for a little bit and kind of smooth it out. If you're getting it chunky, it just means that it's separating and breaking. So just add a little bit more oil and re-whisk it in. Or shake it or whatever. I always tell people with old mustard jars, do everything because you always have the mustard, then shake it up and you're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You already have the mustard in there. You don't have to throw it out and waste it.
Sarah, you have a question?
We're just already getting feedback that the dressing's delicious.
Oh, that's good.
That's
So there
great.
we
People
go.
are loving the
Great.
dressing.
Oh, thank you for, yeah, please.
Sorry for everyone that's cooking at home. You're gonna be eating Caesar salads 5 nights a week from now on, which is okay.
As they made a vat of Caesar salad dressing. How long will this keep in? I know the oil kind of.
Oil in the egg, and you
Yeah.
got the citrus in there. But I would, for a fresh dressing like this, let's go 6 days.
6 days? Okay.
6 days for anything
So 6
fresh,
days means 3 days for my wife because she's like, yeah. So 3
Yeah.
days for my wife, 6 days for everybody else.
and or just gift it to someone with a ribbon on the jar and be like, use this tonight. It needs to be used. No holding.
We have another real estate question from Stacy. She's wondering what trends we're seeing in the spring market already.
They're trying to get ahead.
Katie, no. Spring market is now, my friend. Spring
That's
market
right.
is now. Katie, go for it.
For the spring market has already started.
Yes.
And which is sort of hard to believe, but because of our lack of inventory, the buyers come to the market prior to the sellers thinking they will, and we still need more homes. However, if you're really creative and can put the pieces of the puzzle together, then you'll be able to service your clients extremely well. But the trends are the market is still strong. Many economists think that we'll be strong through a good portion of 2024.
Enough without telling them all your secrets. I see. That was good.
He said,
Okay.
And that'll be like getting ahead of the game. We're definitely not ahead of the game. Katie's right. The spring market definitely starts now.
It's already started.
That's right.
Okay.
It's cold outside. There's nothing going on. Like, start looking at houses.
And Sundays are busy, especially with part of a family that may not like to watch all the football games.
So no more football now. We're good to go now.
Yeah, it's time. It's time
Yeah,
to
it's
buy
time.
houses. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the sauce, which is just going to be a little bit more intense. I'm going to try to cook at a little bit lower temperature so that people at home can keep up. But if you're at home cooking, get your Dutch oven or your large pot. You can see our handle pot here on the burner. Enough to carry the sauce, but enough that you can actually take your pasta and throw it in there as well.
Okay.
Because that's important. We're not doing the pasta in the bowl and then sauce over the top. We're tossing everything together.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
That's
Always
the way
do
the
that.
Italians do it.
That's how we do it. All right. So you can get your Dutch ovens going or your pots or pans, whatever. I would say medium to high here. I'm actually cooking on like electrical induction here, so it's going to be a little bit different. But if people are at home, maybe right now I would be on your 7 out of 10 setting.
Okay.
Okay? We're just going to let that heat up. So you have your butter. We have oil here. All right. So we're going to always start with butter and oil. That's very
So
important.
the oil prevents the butter from burning, right?
Exactly, yeah. So butter is really good for flavor and browning. Oil will keep it from taking it all the way. So we'll put some of that in there now. This is going to be our base and a little bit of oil.
I'm not doing anything, but I'm just trying to pretend that I'm doing something.
He's stirring butter right
That's
now.
all it is.
I know you can't see the pot. We're going to talk about what's going on in the pot. We'll do shots on the pot too when there's important things for that. But what we're going to do now is kind of get our other stuff ready. If you're at home cooking and you're not confident about having the stove and cutting and stuff, just turn this down on a simmer. It's just oil and butter. It's not going to get too hot or burn or whatever. And we're going to go to our shallots, which is the onion family, and we're going to get our base ready so that when we have everything ready to go, we can just toss it in and start building those flavors and getting all that built and layers of flavor over the time that we're doing this. So shallots, we can actually go through the ingredients. So we have the shallots, the pasta, I'm using egg and flour rigatoni. We have the crushed tomatoes. We have tomato paste. This is the hot Italian sausage. You can get mild, sweet, whatever. Obviously garlic, fresh basil, more cheese, red pepper flakes, heavy cream, and our vodka.
There we go.
So
That was
are you
wonderful.
using Parmesan, fresh grated Parmesan?
Yeah.
Or this is Parmesan, the other
Yep,
one that you
freshly
used
grated. Was like the Romano.
Was the Romano.
Yep, but you can kind of intertwine, or you could use Asiago cheese fizz. This is more of a preference thing.
Okay.
But we are doing that classic
So
vodka sauce.
I prefer shallots over like white onion. Is there a reason why? Like, what's the flavor profile of a shallot?
Well, it's sweeter and it's like a little bit more mild, okay?
Okay.
And when you cook shallots long enough, they actually start to like break down and somewhat almost disintegrate into the sauce.
Okay.
So it's kind of nice too, especially for people that don't really like it, and you can like hide it in there as well.
Plus, it's pretty.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks way more fancy. I really like to do fried shallots.
Sure.
So I'll cut them like not super thin, but just cut them, slice them down, and then throw them in the fryer. They don't even need flour on them or anything, and they get really nice and crispy, and you can like garnish a lot of stuff with that, okay? So for people at home trying to go slow.
We've got a question for Adam.
Sure.
What do you think of the show Bear?
Ooh.
What do I think of the show The Bear? I think it is good for pure entertainment. That's it. You're not going to learn how to cook. You're not going to learn how to run a restaurant or own a restaurant. Not every restaurant is like that, so I want people out there to realize that it's not always crazy.
Should we turn this down?
It's okay. I'm here. The pro's here. You just watch the butter.
I might feel like I'm going to mess it up by looking at it. But
So
it's okay.
this is preference when we're cutting the shallots, okay? So we can do big pieces because it's a sauce fire, but I like to cut them a little bit smaller so they break down, melt. The most important thing is just cut it all the same size.
Okay.
So whatever you're gonna decide, however you wanna cut, just make sure it's all the same size so it cooks the same, all right? So you're gonna ask me a question while I'm cutting this. I'm not gonna look at it, all right?
Okay.
This is for you, newbie, so ask away.
How long is your beard? Has it been longer? Will you ever shave it off your face?
The beard has been around for a long time. I'm gonna keep it up because I have a bobblehead with a beard on it, so I want to keep that. But maybe we'll shave it off. I'll cut my beard and you cut your fro.
That will never happen. So
You hear that? I'll cut my beard. He cuts his afro. Same time for charity. Who wants it?
Oh Lord.
Can start betting right now. We'll take bids.
He only looked down to grab the next shallot, by the way. He
That's
still
right.
is not looking down to
I'm
cut it.
cutting. I'm looking up. Katie, you can ask me a question too.
I'm so nervous.
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I'm
Almost
cutting and looking
my
at you.
finger off to it.
It's okay. Wait, were you answering rapid fire questions?
No, I was doing something very stupid.
Oh. Well, that happens sometimes. And the funny thing is with me, I've only cut my finger like really bad once, and it wasn't even with a knife. It was like a meat slicer. So,
Have you ever cut your hand on a mandolin?
no. I mean, a little like here and there, but nothing that's going to send me to the hospital. Remember, the sharper the knife,
The safer the wound?
no, the less you'll cry cutting your onion, okay? So our butter's getting a little brown, it's going, we still have it up. We're gonna put the shallots in there, right next to mini chef there, baby chef. That goes in. You can turn it down, we're gonna let this go for a little bit. But if you didn't already do this or you didn't already have it ready, I'm gonna grab that garlic again. And with this, we'll just do slices. You can ask me another question.
Chef, have you, what the hell?
Are you? He has no question. We're just gonna cut garlic, but
Where do you live?
I'm not telling people that. No, I live in Harbor District.
How do you like it over there?
I live above Bridgewater Restaurant.
Do you want to know one of the one of the funnest things to do in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but it's kind of an invite-only thing, is to go on Katie's boat and have her tell you about all the development up and down the harbor, just so you know.
That would be good. Well,
She knows it all.
You can pick me up on your way through there. I hope you guys don't hate me that I am a renter. I am not an owner,
It's okay. Everyone's a renter before they're a buyer. You know, it's okay.
One day. So we're cutting up our garlic here. And like I said, this is the same way. Just whatever size you're gonna cut it, just make sure that it's all cut the same. Does that make sense?
Yep.
How
So will you
long
mince
does
this
it
too, or are
take-
you going to?
No, I'm gonna leave this.
Okay.
How long does it take to be able to cut that expertly and not labor over it?
Well, I think you get better every day, and sometimes you might be more rusty. Or yep, you can start. Time to start.
I can start. I got this. Got it.
Oh, we got those too. It's just about practice and confidence and what you're comfortable doing. No one needs to be able to look away from the vegetable when they're cooking. That's just fun stuff, you know. But I got my practice on cases and cases of mushrooms because I feel like they're like the easiest thing to cut. They're stable. You can hold them, and we just have like 20 pounds of mushrooms because we would make like mushroom bisque or a mushroom soup or something, or we use it for pasta, and that's like grabbing creminis and just doing this, or like zucchinis for large production salads or something, or cucumbers. Really good way to practice your knife skills. Cucumbers, mushrooms, and zucchini. Yeah, zucchini, cucumbers, and mushrooms. Those are my go-to.
I like watching professionals use knives because there's no wasted movements. It's like whenever I cut something in the kitchen, I'm just like, well, I'm gonna do this move now. Now I'll do this one here, and I guess I'll move these over, and
go
it's all
again.
wasted and pointless.
Well, I can tell you when you're mincing, always keep your knife parallel to your body like this. Doing this is actually worse than just going up and down. So keeping your knife this way.
So some of you at home that were just doing that, I know you were just doing
I know there's a lot of you that were probably doing
that. You were wrong.
Doing
But
the
I'm
cool
wrong too.
move like that, you know, just keep it straight, okay? So for people to catch up, understand what's going on, all that kind of stuff, we're just slow melding this, the onion, the shallots and the garlic together.
And then if at home, what should they have their stovetop on?
Right now they could still be at 6 or 7,
Okay.
okay? So 6 or 7 on there. We're actually, now that we don't really have anything much to cut down and do, we're going to ramp that heat up now because we want that oil and the butter to get really hot to get ready for our Italian sausage. That's gonna be the next thing getting added in to our sauce.
How long do you stir the onions and the oil and the butter
You can-
before you put the sauce?
Once it starts perfuming and getting a little bit color to it, you don't want them completely brown and dark.
It smells really good.
But
I need to
take a look here, sorry.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, and we can do a shot kind of for people.
And that's a good,
Yeah,
Is
we're
that a
about
good
that
color?
time. Yeah,
Okay.
baby chef down. All right, so we'll get that heat up again. And I like to put this directly right in there. So I'm gonna grab a glove, or here, I'll use the spoon here. So this is our like 1 pound of the hot Italian sausage.
Nice.
Am I allowed? Of course. There's only one, the one and only Ray's Butcher Shop on 50th and Loomis. I want free ribeye next time I'm in there. Yeah, Ray's Butcher Shop is great. I get all my meat from there for private dinners, which we haven't talked about yet, but maybe we could get a plug for that, Newby. We'll have to ask the bosses.
100%.
But I do cooking for people in their home for different events, corporate stuff, if they're doing client work, all that. And I get my meat from Ray's. I do stuff for the restaurant with them. Really, really great.
We have George asking for
Another pot shot?
Another pot shot. All right. Well, so what we're doing
I
here,
got you, Chef. I got you. Come on, I got you.
you can use a potato masher for this part too. And we're going to the pot shot now. Can we see that? Camera? They know you're here. We're not that fancy. Okay, so right now we have the shallots, the garlic, and the Italian sausage. Okay? And what we're doing now is we're just building that flavor. So we're just adding things as we go. At this point is now the spice level. Okay, so everyone at home, you're deciding your spice level now.
okay.
Okay? So we're gonna take this container of the red chili flakes. What do you like?
I like a little spicy, but not outrageous.
Not like killing you?
Right.
How about you?
I'm a 7 out of 10 kind of person.
7 out of 10 spice, that's pretty good. So you're like probably 5 out of 10?
5 out of 10.
All right, we're gonna go 6 out of 10.
My wife is Jamaican and Indian, so I mean,
And
we know those
how do you know what 6 out of 10 is in that?
I'm just going to wing it. And then you're gonna call me later and tell me that that was way too spicy. All right? So the reason I put it in now is because it has the oil and the butter and the meat and all that, and we're gonna actually be toasting this dry chili flake. Okay? We're actually blooming it with the oil and getting it open so that the spice gets through into the meat. If you got spicy Italian sausage already, you're probably good at this stage. This one's kind of like okay, here we go. I'm gonna teach them something, right? When you're cooking with a pot or handle, any of this, get your confidence going on the handle.
There we go.
Look at it, see, he knew what he was supposed to do.
There we go.
Just own the pot.
You got it.
Okay, don't be scared of it. Move it around.
Not afraid of the
stir
pot.
around.
We're good. I'm not afraid of that pot.
There we go. And
That's
just
right.
keep it stable. It's just easier. A lot of people, you know, they'll kind of mix or they'll just lightly hold a spoon to move stuff around. Just like hold on to it, control it.
Yeah. All right. I got
Okay.
you. I got you.
So this is getting there. And what we'll do too, you don't have to stir the meat. He was more so breaking down that Italian sausage a little bit. The big chunks are okay. We just want to get that cooked. And then what we'll actually do, we haven't added the chili flakes yet, but we'll let those kind of sit on your pan or whatever and let the Italian sausage really brown and get some like crisp char on it and all that. Okay? A little bit.
Before you put the...
We'll put this in now. I just forgot. I was just yelling at him. Sorry.
Okay.
But the flavor is in the color and the flavor is in the brown.
Okay.
That's what we say, okay? So we'll add our chili flakes. And this is a big pot. Don't be scared, but it might be a little hot. We'll see how it
That's
goes.
all right.
Okay?
I'm
So-
sure Katie can handle it.
Yeah. And we have the cream, the tomato still, the tomato paste. There's a lot of stuff, the pasta water and the pasta going in there, so it really stretches.
These are crushed.
That is crushed San Marzano tomatoes. Okay?
And are those the types of tomatoes that you use in all of your Italian dishes?
We try
San
to,
Marco?
yeah, the San Marzano. Yeah, we try to. I mean, everyone's going to say that they're using that. It's just try to get the best ingredient of anything you're using, you know. And right now, those are the best.
Is it true that all San Marzano tomatoes aren't San Marzano tomatoes? Like, it'd be specific about which ones you get?
Well, it depends. It's just like anything, you know. It's like things that just say the word organic on it may not be so organic, or if it's free range, it could be somewhat free range, which means that they can move an inch, you know, or maybe turn themselves around, but that's still technically free range. So you got to be really smart with that, or go to like a specialty shop, like a Grappi's or Glorioso's or, you know, probably Whole Foods. You know, a lot of those things are certified and they check that stuff out. All right. So now you can see the stuff is really browning. For the sauce that we're doing,
Show the
should we do a pot shot?
a pot shot.
Okay. We're getting this brown. The red chili flake is really opened up. Onions, the shallots, the garlic is really nicely toasted. You can smell that, right?
Yeah. It smells
Oh,
delicious.
wow. It's terrific.
Yeah, it smells great.
And we've only really done 3 ingredients right now. So that's what I'm saying. I try to do, even when I do my other classes and try to teach people dishes, I want them to have dishes that taste like it's been 8 hours, 6 hours, but they can do it and not feel like they wasted their whole night.
I want to eat
You
this
know?
with a spoon.
You could eat that right away,
I mean,
right now.
I'm tempted to. Just
So, first thing we're gonna do here is we're going to take our tomato paste. So this is like a small can of the tomato paste, and this is already concentrated. So this is tomatoes roasted out, put through a screen and a sieve over and over again. Okay, very concentrated, but what we like to do, like we did with the meat and the chili flake, is we get it in there, and then we toast the tomato paste. So the butter and the oil will actually start getting a little bit of browning on there.
So it cooks out the.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
You'll see the browning on the bottom of the pan because I know it's optional for people cooking at home, but we have the vodka because this is a vodka sauce, but you could use white wine or red wine or not use anything. It's just really to bring the deglazing of the pan and add some acidity to this dish, all right? So if everyone's there, we're gonna let you catch up right now. I'm just we put the tomato paste in. So we're on 4 ingredients. You're gonna keep an eye on how many ingredients we're using. That's how simple this is, all right? But you can see if you look in there, and I'll give them a pot shot again after we're done mixing this, but
Wow.
the tomato actually coats the garlic, onions, and sausage, and then starts getting browned and nice. They call it the fond on the bottom of the pan here, and that's
Fond
just
is flavor.
building more. Yeah,
Fond is
flavor in the brown.
Awesome.
Okay.
Newby Clay wants to make that t-shirt.
He wants to make what a t-shirt?
Flavors in the brown.
Of course he does. Of course. he
Hopefully, chef people will understand that as well.
does. Of course, chef.
All right.
Yes.
So we have that going. That's going to cook for a little bit.
Flavors in the brown.
And still on 7 of 10?
On high. They
On high.
they can go higher if you're comfortable. Okay.
Yeah. How much tomato paste?
Tomato paste for that. I think the can is maybe like a 6-ounce can. It's one of the smaller ones. And I mean, we used 85% of it. This is going to just be deep, bold flavor with the tomato. Remember, we're still adding the tomato sauce, like the crushed tomatoes to it. So that'll also help it. And we have the heavy cream, but the longer you cook this, the more flavor will get intense and more intense as we go, okay?
Depth of flavor, right, chef?
Exactly. And we just build it in steps. You know, we don't throw everything in at once. There is the right way to do this, you know. So we have this. It's starting to build the color on there. We're going to take our vodka or white wine or anything that you prefer, and now we're going to kind of move everything off to the side, and we're going to let this deglaze your pan, all right? If you have a gas stove, turn your gas off for a second, add your vodka, let it kind of do its thing, mix it around, then you can turn your gas back on, or the pan might start flaming. So don't be scared of it.
Pro tip?
How much?
This is, what did I put on there? I have it on my notes, but I don't know. I think it's about a cup.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, so the vodka's in there, and that's deglazing. Don't put your head over the pot. Don't try to smell it right now. It's not a good time for that, okay? Just kind of look at it and trust it. And what this will do is you can scrape the bottom of your pan and get all that flavor off of there.
You want to show Katie?
Oh, fabulous.
Okay?
That's
So now it's like really coming together nicely. That deglazed off the bottom. And we're just gonna cook the alcohol of the vodka out of that so that we're just getting kind of that like, it's kind of unusual because vodka you don't think is like such a strong flavor, but in food, if you're putting it in there and cooking it out, it does work with all this. So at this point,
Does it add acid?
it will add that too. I think it's just like, you know, the vodka sauce is what people want. If you don't have the vodka in there, it's totally fine. It's going to be tomato cream sauce. It'll be fine.
Do we
Be
have time
good.
to ask Katie a real estate question?
You want to ask her?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, of course.
Katie, you've been doing this for 40 plus years. What do you love about real estate and what do you love about Milwaukee? I mean the business of real estate, and what do you love about Milwaukee?
Well, I did not grow up here,
Sure.
and I've grown to love the city. I think our community has so many wonderful options and offerings. The schools are good. The people are genuine. It's easy.
I'm going to answer that.
Okay. It's easy to meet people in Milwaukee. It's a very
Hello,
friendly
Eigenflower.
community and integrated, and I think that
We are actually closed on
the ease
Tuesdays.
of the lifestyle.
Every Tuesday, yeah, unfortunately.
When people relocate from large
No problem.
communities
We'll
to
be open
Milwaukee,
tomorrow, 11 o'clock.
In 40 years, I've only had one person want to leave.
That's good
Which
to
is
know.
remarkable. It speaks very highly of the city.
I think it does too, because I'm not from here either, and it also has become home. Say it again. Oh yes, this is true. So we had our office awards today.
So real quick, before you get in this,
Sorry, go ahead.
if people want to put the crushed tomato in, this will save them.
Okay.
This might be getting a little hot at home. For people at home, I'm still worrying about you. I did not forget about you. Take your crushed tomato, get it into the pot. This is a good time for that as well, okay?
Awesome.
And that'll buy us some time. You can cook that down for a few minutes, kind of get caught up. Just real quick, we got the shallots, the garlic, the Italian sausage, the chili flake, the tomato paste, the vodka, now the crushed tomatoes. And we can just kind of like get that going, let it reduce a little bit, and we are almost done,
Should we do a pot
honestly.
shot?
Yes, let's get the pot shot going here. So now we have the crushed tomatoes in there. It's really coming together nicely.
That's good.
Looks gorgeous.
Looks really good.
It's gonna look so much different by the time we're done. I'm glad it looks good now. Okay.
How did you get into the restaurant cooking business?
So for me, I'm 75% Sicilian. My mom cooks, my brother cooks. It's all, a lot of our family is just all about food. And I've only worked in a restaurant. So I started at a pizza place and worked at a burger spot, all this kind of stuff. And that's when I've been the most comfortable, is like in a kitchen and wanting to be there and move up and learn more. And then I would say when I was about 20 or 21, is when I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this seriously. I'm gonna keep getting better jobs. I want to keep learning things, make more money, obviously, and here we are. Like I said, we're celebrating 20 years this year for restaurant industry.
That's amazing.
And
Just
how
pretty
long have
fun.
you owned the Egg and Flour?
So the Egg and Flour that we are standing in is the only location, and that will be 4 years on March 7th. We're actually hosting a party here.
Is Katie invited?
Yes,
Is she
you can
DJing?
come.
Is she DJ?
Your granddaughter is probably working that day. It's mandatory blackout day. But yeah, March 7th, 4 years.
For a detailed question at home, is it the full can of crushed tomatoes?
Yes, yes. And this is actually, yes, full can of crushed tomatoes. This is actually really good too, is like, if you want to, this is just a tip for some people, not everyone is just killing it all the time, but you can add more tomatoes to stretch out the amount so you can have more of it. I would just recommend cooking it a little bit longer to get that flavor in there. But a can of tomatoes for $1.50 or $2 can really stretch out a whole nother meal if you think about it. That's the easiest way of doing it, instead of adding more cream or something, because cream's expensive. So add more can of tomato if you want more.
That's heavy whipping cream, correct?
This will, yeah, that is. So you can see that this is building. This is simmering away really, really nicely. We really have like a concentrated tomato and sausage base for this cream and what will be the pasta water when we start cooking the pasta. So reminder, people, check your pot of water that's boiling. Make sure that it's about 3/4 of the way so you have room for the pasta to get in there. And
3/4 of the way full.
full, yeah, 3/4 of the way full your water. And we'll get to that. We just want to finish off the sauce, okay? So at this point, people are probably asking like, why aren't you seasoning the sauce, whatever? We will do all the seasoning at the end, so that once we have cheese, cream, everything in there, we can season and know exactly where we are. Because you can't pull it out, but you can put it in, okay? So now that we have this like tomato based here with the sausage and all that, we're gonna take the heavy cream. So this is 32 ounces, 1/4 of the heavy cream, okay? And we will get a pot shot as well after this.
So you get that classic pink, the pink
It'll,
sauce
yeah,
color,
I mean, pink is good. We want orange.
Orange,
Okay, we're looking for like super, super bright neon orange, kind of like the Harvester bottle that you brought.
Oh, there we go.
So we're kind of looking for that color. The pink is good for like pizzas and stuff. It just means that
Command that pot, right?
command it.
That's right.
Yes,
Gotta
hold
command
it
that
down.
pot.
Now you're spilling all over. That's why I have the apron. But you can kind of, when you do that, yeah, you can kind of scrape that up. The thing that's nice when you put the cream in there, it brings all the red chili flakes out and all the seasoning. How are we looking now?
Looking good, man.
Okay, so we'll give them a pot shot here. Katie, you can take a look as well. So with that tomato base,
Now
the heavy
it is
cream in
getting
there.
Orangey.
It will, yeah, and we're gonna let it cook down a little bit, which will thicken the cream and reduce it a little bit and really bring it together. So I hope people have that in there. It will take a little bit, kind of bring this back to temperature.
Sure.
You'll know because we put the room temperature cold-ish cream in there. We want that to kind of not boil. We just want it to kind of simmer away, get some bubbles going, so that we know that that heavy cream is reducing. We also
what
have
temperature at home should they be on?
at home right now, they should be on, I would say, 6 of 10.
Okay.
Okay?
6
6
of
of
10.
10. Yes.
Do you like cooking on induction?
Is that a question we got? That's your question. So here at Egg and Flour, I don't have a choice. This is an all-electric restaurant. So our pasta cookers, our induction, our other ovens, everything is electric. I don't mind it. Over the years, I've just learned to deal with it and kind of work with it. Everything is always gas is always better. You know, that's why I say it's easier to control. It's more direct heat. It's true heat. It's honest heat. A 9 on a stovetop is better than, you know, all the way up on an induction. But it has its perks. You can travel with it. You can plug it in wherever, just a normal plug. And
I think that's a good
do
time
cool stuff.
to pivot to. Again, Chef Adam does do a lot of private and home dinners, so he can cook on any type of stove or oven.
Yes, I am very versed in random people's kitchens after 4 years of private chefing. Like I said,
he has a really unique talent where he can walk into a kitchen and he'll instantly know where the utensil drawer is. He just knows. It's
I'll know.
It's in his head instantly.
I'll know where your dirt devil is. I'll know where your garbage bags are. All that.
There was a designer that was walking through a home we were showing this weekend.
Sure.
And she said that more and more of the high-end clients are getting the induction stoves.
And I don't know if this might be a good plug for people out there. I'm plugging Kohler, I'm sorry if that's okay, but they actually have new technology where you have your island, and the whole island, or a big section, depending on how big you want to go, is induction, but with no markings, no circles, no nothing. So like you could have people like just sitting up at your island and have a pot of soup going,
Just going right
and
there,
they would
right
have
there.
no idea.
That's
Or
all-
you could like put your induction pan, cook a steak like right on your island, and it doesn't. It's called like the Invisalign or something.
That's pretty. That's by Kohler.
I think Kohler has a connection to that. I saw it at a Kohler show.
That's awesome.
But it was really cool there because you could essentially have plates going or keep things warm, or you could actually like keep their plate of food like warm while they're eating it. All different cool stuff.
That's pretty awesome.
But that's just a shout what you were saying about the design and the induction and being able to do that. It's new, it's easier to clean, but I don't know if this hurt, but gas is always good.
Gas is king.
Yes.
That's good. Diana knows. She's a very good cook.
Yeah, so if we want to say, if anyone out there, I'm giving you a chance now to tell me to slow down, to if you have any questions, if something's not looking right, like our pot shot that we've been doing, if it doesn't look like that, maybe I could fix what you've done if you need to add something
If
more.
your sauce is yellow, he'll tell you what to do to make it.
I will not, because I have no idea why you did that. Maybe they have golden tomatoes, Newby.
Maybe they put the Caesar dressing in there. Who
Yeah,
knows, you know?
no Caesar dressing in the sauce. So for our pot shot, I'm gonna do this because we're almost at the point where we can add the cheese. Because what we wanna do is we wanna add the cheese when it's not the consistency exactly where we want it, because the cheese will thicken it up.
Sure.
And then if it gets too thick or it gets too more like gravy, you know, we have our pasta water that we can kind of bring that back together.
Gotcha.
We're an egg and flour, we have more cheese than anyone in this whole city. So we will not run out of that. But for people at home, get your other container of cheese that you have. And the most important thing that I will say is whenever you're adding cheese to a sauce or melting cheese or whatever, turn the heat off completely.
Okay.
Okay? Is that easy to
Turn
do?
the heat off
Completely.
while you're adding
When you're adding the cheese.
and the vodka. When you
Yes.
add-
Yes, the
okay.
vodka is more so for the flame up. The cheese is so that it doesn't scorch or burn
Okay.
and separate in your sauce. Okay?
This looks good.
It looks fabulous.
I mean, this is like, it's good to see like it from like this angle, you know. I've always seen it from the other side where he's served it to me. I haven't seen it be created. Because I've had the pleasure of having a private dinner of his a few times, and he can do more than just pasta. That is for sure.
Yeah.
So
But pasta tonight because it's
it's
the perfect day.
Exactly, absolutely.
okay.
It's Fat Tuesday, right?
It's Shrove Tuesday.
It is. This is the last day people can go crazy, huh? All right, so like I said, we're gonna pull this out. Get yourself a whisk, and then like I said, the heat is off here, okay? Everyone at home, make sure that your water is boiling. Are we good on that end of people? Everyone's kind of good. They're keeping up. That's awesome. So grab your whisk, and at this point, we can put a little bit of cheese in, and we're gonna whisk it and let it really come together. I'm doing about a half of that container, and we'll save that for garnish or whatnot.
Okay, how many ounces is that container?
This container is
That's 16
Okay,
ounces.
so
Yep.
8 ounces of cheese
Yeah.
in. Okay.
8 ounces of the gravy. Oh, that's 5 ounces.
This is
Okay.
5 ounces.
5 ounces.
Sorry, 2.5 ounces. My fault.
And with this is, I say necessary. Some people could leave the cheese out and kind of reduce that sauce a little bit more and get the thickness from that instead of adding a bunch of cheese. But we're cooking pasta. We need to have all the bad things possible, I think.
I'm like
right?
a toddler. I just want to act like I helped.
It's fine. You're stirring, but you're probably learning the most because you're seeing how it builds and gets different,
Yeah. It looks so much different than it did when it was just the tomatoes. It's like become layered.
And that's that real vodka, and you can see the chunks of the Italian sausage in there, and you can see it's gotten a little bit thicker with that cheese.
Sure.
And we can always add more cheese to that, like we were saying. All right.
Sure.
So what we're gonna do now, cheese is in, sauce can chill on the stove, croutons ready, dressing's ready. Okay.
All right.
What we're gonna do is we're essentially gonna drop our pasta. If you have dry box pasta, we're looking 9 to 13 minutes. Just look at your box, do exactly what it says. It knows all pasta is different. We're gonna drop my pasta. That is the egg and flour, the rigatoni. We make all the pasta here, yeah.
make it all
Right in the machines, you can kind of see. This isn't completely dried out. And we're gonna start cooking our pasta. Like I said, you guys can start cooking your pasta at home.
Do you sell your pasta or no?
We do. So if you come into the Bayview location, you can grab any pasta. I think it's like $2.50 or $3 a portion. We load it up. This might even be a portion.
Yeah.
So you can come in and buy whatever shape we have available. It's usually everything we have on the menu.
Awesome.
Okay. And I know some people, whoever you are out there, thanks for actually coming down to Egg and Flour and buying pasta. They told me that you came in and followed the recipe to a T.
That's awesome.
All right. So we'll get this going. Into your boiling water. Make sure that the water is boiling. Don't drop pasta into even like lukewarm water or just a little slight simmer because the pasta breaks down differently and actually gets really soft and gummy. Yes, question? Okay, so with the water, at Egg and Flour we don't because we're seasoning our sauces and we're doing all that. If you're at home cooking dry pasta, you can salt your water. You can do a medium pinch and throw it in there. When you're cooking dry pasta, it actually will soak up that salt and it'll help it. When I'm cooking fresh pasta, whether it's extruded or like handmade, either raviolis or something, I'll just season the sauce and season that because it's so delicate.
Sure.
So like, especially for our pasta cookers at the restaurant, we don't season the water because we're recycling so much water and we can't really control how it's going other than by like tasting it. Sure. We don't want to force it on our employees to just be drinking salted water all day. So we season our sauces as we go. But if you're at home, and you're cooking the dry box pasta, you can season it and kind of taste it. They say season like the sea. I would go a touch back than season like the sea.
Keep that in mind when I make my daughter's mac and cheese tomorrow.
Yeah, like stuff like that, or for your family, I don't think it's that important to salt the water, okay? We can get your taste and your seasoning. I feel like when you're tossing pasta with really good sauce anyways, it's getting that seasoning in there too.
I don't know that Annie's mac and cheese powder is that really good sauce that you're talking about?
That's MSG.
Okay,
That's
well,
the really good stuff.
That means it's really good, exactly.
Yes,
That means
MSG
it's really
is king. So what we're gonna do, we have our dressing. So while it's going, your pasta is going. You all probably have about 8 to 9 minutes left. We're gonna just break down our lettuce, and you can do this 2 different ways. So what I'm gonna do is the first way I'll show you, and then I'll show you the second way, and you can do it, depends on how fancy you wanna be, okay? So for the first one, we have our head, and we're just gonna cut this way, turn it, cut it again, and then we're gonna go across, and then we have like your classic like Caesar that you get at like, a normal restaurant,
Like
you know.
Beppo.
Sure, we'll give them a plug.
I don't know.
You want to give me that bowl right there, the big bowl?
Sure thing.
Okay. So you have your nice
Cut it down
twice. Yep, because that'll kind of slice it through and give you these nice pieces. We'll give the pot shot again like this, okay? And that's good if you're like, with your family too, small bite-sized kids, whatever, easy to do. Now, if you want to serve it and be a little bit more fancy, you can cut this end off here, and you can actually just pull the leaves back and dress these full like this, and then you can end up like stacking them really nice and put them in like this would be good for like family style. So if you have like a big platter,
Just pick up your little leaf.
and they don't get as like soggy, you know, and they kind of hold a little bit better. I mean, you can cut these too, and let's say that this was like a platter or whatever. It looks really nice, and you're building the height and all that, and it actually holds on to the dressing nicely. And you could do portions where like sometimes they'll say, if we're doing like a tasty menu, you're saying like 3 leaves, and it's easy to do it instead of like that. So that's the other way. This is all preference, remember. This is you cooking at home. Cook with what you want. It's all going to the same place anyways.
Sure.
I'm not going to say what that is, the toilet. Sorry.
But you said it.
I said it. I had to. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut that down because we already cut that first one. And what I'm doing here is just stacking.
Very pretty.
Do you like it with the bigger leaves?
Yeah.
That's a good trick.
I mean, it's,
We get to like show off next time we host people over. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like I said, it's really good for like the family style portion. But since also we're cooking for both of you, I think you're both going to be taking Caesar salad and pasta home.
Absolutely.
We'll break it up. So we have our lettuce, our dressing, our croutons. We have some backup cheese here. We have more cheese there. Our pasta is cooking. At this point, people, what I would do is just get one of your noodles out of the pot, take a bite, see where you want it. Pasta is also very opinionated of should it be cooked all the way, should it be al dente, which is just like a slight bite to it. I like a little bit, but I don't want to get it in my tooth.
Isn't it true that if you throw spaghetti on the wall?
No, that means it's overcooked.
Oh, well, okay. All right. Noted.
No, I mean, I don't want everyone throwing their pasta at the wall in their kitchen right now.
That's the most fun part of
But
cooking if you don't know what you're doing.
I would just taste it and that. And remember, I like to cook the pasta a little bit under because we can finish it in the pot of sauce.
Okay.
And it'll continue to cook in the sauce. And then what we want to do is we want to be ready to enjoy. So I would say people that are out there or watching on the YouTube channel, we have a lot of people watching and following along, is think of your questions now because I want you guys to enjoy your food and not let it get cold and ask Newby or Katie or myself questions. So think of those now so when we're done getting everything plated and ready, we can answer some questions. We can say bye. I want you all to eat it when it's fresh and hot, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what we're gonna do first, we'll hold that off to the side. We're going to get our pasta. It had to be time for all your pasta to be done. Take your pasta in your strainer or whatever. Now everyone's gonna ask, do not rinse your pasta in the sink, in a little colander or anything, okay? Yeah, we can go back to this, you can go there. Yes, do not. We want the starch of the pasta, we want that to kind of get going. We're gonna turn our stove back on. So right now when you add your pasta to your pot, we're looking at about a 3 or a 4 on the stove. Okay.
So low to medium.
Low. Yeah, low to medium is fine because now what we want to do is we want to finish this pasta cooking process in the sauce. At this point, we're also looking to adjust our cheese level, and we still haven't seasoned it yet, remember.
Right.
So we have the pasta in. We're going to get to our consistency and like where we really, really want it. I'm going to add a little bit more cheese here. If the stove is on low and you're adding cheese, yes. Total cheese is 5 ounces. It's one of these containers right here, the standard deli cup style, okay? We finished that off. We have a little bit more because it was 3 containers total for the ingredient list because we had some for the Caesar. So you should have more cheese available. We did not use all the cheese on the Caesar. So turn this down low, let this simmer. Let's do a pot shot here real quick, right? So sauce, and we actually have more sauce than pasta, but that's okay. We can always add more pasta to this. But you can see that it's really coming together. What?
Pasta.
Oh, you want more pasta?
Well, if you need it, we can definitely.
Oh.
Who doesn't want more pasta?
That's true. And this pasta cooks actually really fast. So Newby wants more pasta. We'll make it happen. We're here at the pasta spot, so it's easy.
I mean, like, you have a cooler full of like 15 different kinds of noodles. I figure we should use them.
Another reload, if
There we
you
go.
will. We'll cook that real quick. I like that. That's good. Then we're not wasting the sauce. So any questions from people out there just about their pasta, about the seasoning? This is a good time, too, that us three, we can taste our sauce, okay, and see where we're at. It's really good, but you guys will know what I'm thinking right now, okay? It's not that spicy.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
Chef, just another question about when cooking pasta at home. Do you put any oil in the water? Stacy is
That's
wondering.
really good.
Okay, can take that from you.
That's really good.
Okay, it's only gonna get better because it needs salt, right? Everyone knows
Yeah.
that? You know that, Kate? It needs salt.
It's fabulous, just the way it is.
Okay, well, we're still gonna add a little salt, okay?
All right.
Just a tad, just a tad. Because we're gonna add more pasta too. So
Okay.
that will also take that out. The question, no oil in the water. The only thing that does is that it doesn't do anything. It makes all the starch kind of fall off. It's not necessary, do not need to do it. Okay? So we're just waiting on the rest of that pasta to cook.
Sure.
I can turn this down. It's actually really coming together when we add that. So we have our romaine. We have 2 plates here. These are gonna be our plating plates. We have them right here. Make sure that they're wiped out nice.
I got you, Chef.
Oh, that one's good. I got it. And then, okay, let's do the Caesar salad. Let's bring this together, okay? So we got our bowl. If people are at home, you can turn your heat off on your pasta and let that kind of chill. A really good thing for this pasta too is if you have leftovers, let it cool down, put it in like a baking sheet, top it with mozzarella cheese, and then re-bake it in the oven. So it's kind of like the rigatoni bake. You don't have to worry about bringing it back to that like creamy status again. It can kind of do it like that.
You have
And
the
what
tip,
temperature
yeah,
is it baked?
suggestions on that?
What I would do is I would leave it uncovered. Well, I would put the cheese on. I would cover it with plastic wrap and then foil. And I'd put it in the oven at like 370, maybe about 20 minutes or so it internally gets hot. And then take that off and let the top get like nice and brown.
Gotcha.
Does the plastic keep the moisture?
It would just keep the cheese from like sticking to the foil as well too. Okay, or you can just spray your foil, it should be good. Be careful with that. Or you can actually cover it with the cheese and just put it at like 340 and don't cover it at all, and then it should get hot all the way through. Okay, so a good technique when doing dressing is we're actually not going to just be dumping this directly on. What I like to do is it's called like seasoning the bowl. So I'll actually put the dressing along the side of the bowl here. And we'll start with that. And I mean, we have a good amount of lettuce here, so I'm not like super worried. But this is always a good thing to do so that the dressing isn't going directly on the lettuce and the salad and just completely wilting it and being too much. Okay? So.
I've never seen it done that way before.
Yeah, definitely. It just is a good protection. So what I like to do is dressing on the bowl. I have some more of this cheese because now we're like finishing the salad, right? I like to do a little bit more black pepper. I know we have it in the dressing, but with the lettuce and all that is good. And this is a good time to do 1 fresh of the lemon juice that we talked about.
Nice.
So I'll slow down, but dress in the bowl. Parmesan cheese, black pepper, you can add a little salt, and then the lemon juice. And then you can see I just take the lettuce and rub it around the sides of the bowl. And people can always add more dressing, right? But I feel like when you make fresh Caesar dressing, it can be a little bit lighter than just getting your standard out of the bottle dressing. It is more intense. So,
Better than Ken's Steakhouse?
oh man, it's not the worst, but it's not homemade. So we'll take a little bit more. You can see it's glistening. The cheese is kind of sticking to it, but if we want to add more, just put a little bit more along the side of the bowl here, right? Like I said, you can always add
You
more,
know
but
what?
you want it to be nice and crisp, you know?
Because at most restaurants, they just overdress it.
Yeah, which is tough, and you're just tasting that, and it's not crispy anymore.
Right.
The other people, we did not forget about the croutons. I like to put the croutons in when everything's tossed so that they don't get soggy, right? So they still have that crunch. They'll still have a coating on them with all the dressing that's in there, but they haven't been in there since the beginning, so they won't really sog out. Obviously, between Caesar dressing, you want to grab that pasta, just let it drain off for a second. Pull it, hold it up, let that drain off, and then you can just bring that over. Perfect. You're a chef, just like that.
Easy.
And you can stir that in and incorporate
Tell
that
Gordon
for
Ramsay
me,
to call
sir.
me.
So we have the croutons, all that, and then what we'll do is we'll actually dress it. You can see how much extra dressing we have. you guys can go home with that as well. We'll split that up for you.
Beautiful. 6 days.
Yeah, right?
days.
So for plating, you can do it on a plating thing when you're at home, or you can do individual plates. We'll just take it. We'll kind of try to build that up really nice. Croutons. I like a lot of croutons. I know some people don't. You want to take that for
Who
me,
doesn't
sir?
like a lot of croutons?
I don't know. I always see salads that just have a bunch of bread left over in it. So what we can do for this is I like to do some more cheese, because that's just me, right? A little bit more black pepper, just to really get the bite on there. And we're feeling crazy. One more really fresh lemon juice at the end. It makes it super, super bright. You don't have to worry about the rich yolk or the garlic flavor and all that. This is the completed Caesar from scratch.
From scratch.
How does it look?
It looks
fantastic.
fabulous.
Do we need to have them eat it in front of us so that they can actually validate me?
I'll let Katie start us off.
All right.
Okay.
This looks terrific.
And you hear the crunch, it's still legit. Like it's not soggy. It's really, really fresh.
And it's crunchy.
Yeah. Can you take, does it need more dressing or is it pretty good, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I agree.
All right, I'm gonna put this in your hand for now and you can eat as much as you want. Okay? So then,
Did you get a crouton?
Let me try one.
we have our pasta that's sauced, you can see. Hopefully people's sauce are somewhat similar. We have the pasta in there. We're tossing it up. And we have we have two more things to do, and then we're gonna plate up the pasta and eat, okay? If you wanna give me one of those ladles too, sir, behind you. So, we're going to take our fresh basil that was also on the list. And what I like to do is get the leaves off here. We're just gonna tear those like so. And I like to I kind of treat the basil like spinach, where like once it gets warmed up, it breaks down a little bit. But I'm not cutting this or chopping this. I might press on it a little bit, or they do the slap or something to kind of like waken it. But I go right in, okay? So I sprinkle that right into the pasta, and the heat of the pasta and the sauce will kind of soften that basil. And you'll kind of do you not want to hold on to this? I can hold it, don't worry. I thought you were gonna eat some more.
Oh,
So we have that in there, and you can see that the basil is kind of breaking down, right? And it's just getting in there. Like I said, you get one big bite of the basil is really nice too. You can throw chopped basil in there if you want, or chopped parsley. Fresh oregano is really good for this. So we're gonna have this here.
Chef, a lot of people are sending us snapshots already of their dishes, and it's awesome. So we would love to see more.
Awesome.
Definitely send us what you made. I'm very confident it will look exactly what we made tonight, okay? So I will take this. What I'm gonna do now is just check like that salt level that we were talking about, right? Okay, I'm gonna add just a little bit to that.
I'm a salt guy, so go for it.
Well, we have to worry about Katie here.
Oh, that's right, Katie.
She just said the pasta was perfect.
I
Okay.
thought it was perfect.
So that's in. We add just a little bit of sauce there, or a little bit of salt.
Sure.
Put this here. Now this, another fun thing with pasta, is really good for family style. So into the platter, garnish with more fresh basil or cheese or whatever. But we're gonna be a little bit fancy here and do one portion of it. Make sure you get some of the basil leaves. You can see that ground sausage is like in there, you know, which is nice.
Wow.
That you're getting it. I like it ground instead of like the links cut up, because then you are getting it in more of every bite,
Sure.
and it's like nicer for that.
Probably for the best for the flavor too.
Yes. Yeah, it actually like opens up. That's why we're like building those layers. I have some more cheese here. Hit it with the cheese. Who doesn't love that? And if you're feeling really adventurous and you want to be like true Italian, you just take your olive oil that you have, and then you just use it to kind of glisten that up a little bit. Good thing for people that want to make this is you can put sliced steak on here. You can do grilled chicken, crispy chicken. You can do shrimp. You can do salmon. You can do anything you want. This is the one pasta I feel like is like super versatile in that world, and can do a lot of cool stuff with it. So you guys are going to validate me with the extra pinch of salt. So this is the spicy vodka rigatoni. with the egg and flour rigatoni pasta, fresh basil parmesan that they made
That
with
they
me.
made.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And get in there.
Yeah.
That's legit, right?
That's really
That
good.
is.
We don't need carbone.
That's
We
really
can
good.
make it. We don't need carbone
That's
in New
really
York.
good.
We'll make it at home.
It
I'm gonna
is
get.
fabulous.
Is double dipping?
You're okay. I
Thank
think
you.
you're safe, right?
Yep.
That was really good. Yeah.
And you have a whole pot here, so don't worry, Newby. You're going home with plenty of pasta. But yes, if anyone has any questions at home about their pasta, about what they're doing, how they're turned out, like I said, for reheating this, 2 options: put it in your baking pan, just do a rebake on it, like lasagna style. Or what I would do is have like a bigger pot like that, maybe an inch or 2 of water, get that boiling or simmering, and then get it in there and mix it in real fast, and then just re-season it again for reheating like a cream sauce.
Awesome.
Any kind of pasta like that.
You just add a little water.
You want to start with that water in the bottom of the pan before you add that leftover product, and that'll help it get hot right away, but also cream it out. Because if you know how it is when people put like cold pasta or cold something into a pot, it kind of just sticks, and it takes forever to heat up. At least with that water, that'll get it like back to its creamy stage and do it safely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Any questions for these two? No, we're looking good. Everyone has made pasta at home. Thank you for tuning in and following along. I hope I wasn't too fast or missed any steps. You guys learned
were
something.
Terrific.
Thank you, Adam.
You're
That
gonna
was
remake
fantastic.
this? Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome. Bye, everybody.
Great.
Thanks so much.
This, this is fabulous.
You like that one? And pretty
Well,
easy. It's
I-
just